So you're about to see a quick movie that shows you how to make the Sokoloski family stuffing recipe. I should say a few things about the recipe. It doesn't come from the Sokoloski family, it comes from the Romanowskis family, which was my grandmother. Now we've always thought that this is a Lithuanian stuffing, but as I look at the ingredients, it certainly, those ingredients were not available in Lithuania back in the 1800s or before. So perhaps this is a recipe that was modified when my relatives came to the United States. But it is a recipe that I've had at my grandmother's house all through our holiday seasons, and it is one of those ones that everybody says is delicious. So hang on in a couple seconds, we'll start the video and teach you how to make Sokoloski Lithuanian style Thanksgiving stuffing. Hi everybody, this is a wonderful little video we're preparing for our family, especially our nephew Tom, who wants to learn how to make the famous family turkey stuffing recipe. One of the things that happens with this is that there's a wonderful recipe in the Magic Cookbook, but it's hard to understand unless you actually see it. So we're going to try and put that together, and we'll start off by telling you everything that's in it. But first, let's take a minute to talk about kitchen safety. Make sure you know, understand, and know how to use all of your kitchen tools. And there's no more important tool than you have in the kitchen than a high quality apron that you wear at all times. Let's start with our ingredients. First on the list is the classic milk lunch crackers. Hold it up for the camera. Now these are hard to find. Before Nabisco stopped making the royal lunch crackers, it was easy. But these days, these are a little bit more difficult, and only a few different manufacturers make them. These are made by
Heritage
Mills. But this is one that you have to look for. It's a box of lunch crackers, and for we're doing about a 10 to 13 pound turkey, so you need one box of lunch crackers per turkey. You also need 16 ounces of country pork sausage, and that's you can buy different brands, they're all about the same, but you need a pound of that. What's next on the list here?
We need 3/4 of a bunch of celery.
Some nice fresh celery.
And an onion, or medium onion.
Medium onion.
2 eggs.
Eggs are right here.
Pepper.
Fresh ground, of course.
And milk.
And we prefer to use whole milk for the holidays. That's the only time I get to drink it.
And Bell's poultry seasoning.
This is what the label of the Bell's poultry seasoning looks like. It's in a kind of a different jar here at our house right now, but Bell's poultry seasoning is important. And last but not least, you are going to need to have a large frying pan. So this is the one that we use. It's big, it's heavy, and it goes well on the stove. And we'll be back in a moment to show you how to put it all together. Well, probably the first and the most fun step is to prepare the crackers. You take your box of crackers, and you need a large Ziploc bag, which works best. You can use any kind of plastic bag. We double them up. And on the inside bag, you throw in, we do the whole thing with one more?
I think we can try that, sure.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to put all of the crackers inside the bag, and then we're going to crush them. So they kind of make like a fine breadcrumb consistency kind of powder. So make that kind of tight. Do you get that tight? You need to leave a little bit of a crack to let some of the air out. And then any kind of hard object, a rolling pin would work. If you don't have a rolling pin, bottle of wine if you're careful with it, or even like a heavy can with some from your cupboard. But literally, you're going to turn around and crush it. So it's just the beginning part is whacking away. Ah! Take a turn?
Sure. Sometimes you can roll it too. That helps really get them to a fine consistency once you've broken them up.
And we're going to let this go for a little bit. We'll be back. down to that so that the crackers are the consistency of a fine breadcrumb. And once you get that done, you want to set these aside because they're going to be used in a little bit later in the recipe. And we have a nice big bowl over here where it's going to be the final mixing spot. Now I'll just throw the crackers into the bowl. With the crackers done, we can put them aside. And the next step is to work with the onions and celery and the sausage.
So
In our big frying pan,
we're going to place the sausage, try to cut it up a little bit, cut it up as it's cooking. Okay.
and the celery that's been chopped fine. And the onion. Again, the onion's been chopped. We're going to take this over to the stove, and we'll be with you in just a couple of seconds.
Here we are cooking the sausage. We put it on a medium-high heat and just keep stirring and breaking up the pieces of sausage and mixing in with the onions and the celery until everything is cooked. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we've cooked the sausage now. The sausage is completely cooked, it's all brown, and the onions and celery are translucent. I'm transferring that mixture to the bowl that has our milk crackers in it. Take that back over to our prep area, and I'm going to deglaze the pan. The idea here is that we're going to be adding milk to the mixture, and we want the milk to be warm. It also helps cut a little bit of the grease and get some of the stuff that's on the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to add some milk to the pan now and warm it up.
The key here is that you want to use the milk to deglaze the pan, but you can't have your milk hot. The milk just has to end up getting warm, because in the next step we'll be adding some eggs to the mixture, and you don't want the milk hot enough to cook the eggs inside the bowl. You want to wait for that to happen in the oven. And I think that looks about right.
I do too. And you can always add a little bit more milk if you need to later on. I'm going to take this over to the bread mixture.